It's always this long delay because my computer takes so long. We're live, aren't we? We are live. Hey, everybody. NXT just went off the air. We're here with some thoughts. We're here to give our talk about Dom defending his North American Championship. We got a whole bunch of things. We have Axiom going against Mustafa and a whole bunch of things. And we will be talking about all of that after our intro. Let's get that intro playing. Intro. This intro is not, this thing is not down. I thought this thing was down. That is hilarious. Been doing this for a few years. You would think I'd be a pro at this. This thing, did it go down yet?
No, it has another picture up now.
That is hilarious. Let's make sure we got this thing. I'm sorry about the technical difficulty. My computer is just not working with me at all. Can you run the things for me? Because I think my computer is just totally against me. They're not trying. There we go. There we go. Sorry about the technical difficulties. It took me, my computer brought up. Guys, you're watching Unpopular Review, the NXT review show. Like I mentioned, NXT went off the air. We're here to talk about it. I'm one of your hosts, the great Grand Poobah of Tuesday nights, joined with the fantastic Wrestling Doll. Wrestling Doll, why don't you tell the lovely people, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I had a show that I went to this weekend, which was happening at the same time as SummerSlam, so I could not watch it live. I was busy filming and putting all those videos up on YouTube, so those are up. But I have seen some spoilers here and there. I've seen a little bit of the stuff from SummerSlam. And as much as I love everybody in the UPR family, I had to mute that chat just in case y'all were going to say spoilers while I was doing my thing, so... I have to say a congrats to the new champion.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing where they're gonna go with her now that she is champ. There's gonna be
because if they don't, I'm gonna complain.
Sound like a wrestling fan.
A speedy recovery because those tag titles. She might have been joking when they said they're cursed, but they cursed.
I felt for the longest.
Every woman's champion since Raquel and Aaliyah. Somebody's gotten injured. Aaliyah got injured. Liv Morgan got injured. Dakota Kai got injured. And now Sonya.
You know, I am just so...
Hell freeze is over.
I'm just amazed because you said Raquel and Aaliyah. And I'm like, yeah.
They were attacking for like under 2 weeks.
Let's get into some of these chats right here. We got Jeffrey. Jeffrey, my man, what's going on? He says, what's up, y'all? We got George, always here to kick off the party. He's the party opener, George. JL, apparently he's very upset about, but Braun won, dog. Like, what are you so angry about? Like, why are you so mad?
His widow Braun Breaker got put through the table. Well, guess what? He deserved it.
He did deserve it. I totally concur with the Wrestling Dog. But if you're talking about a whole bunch of things, right? I did want to, before the show started, right? I told the Wrestling Dog because she was kind of concerned. She said, not even concerned, but she said, hey, I thought you would be really upset about the stuff with Braun, but I wasn't. Because you know what made my night, guys? You guys have been watching the NXT review show enough to know my feelings on certain things. There's things I don't like. Like, I don't like Bill Goldberg. I don't like Jacket Time. I don't like peas. Who just eats peas? It's just like that's just abnormal to me. But let me show you what made me happy. Take a look at this picture, everybody. Does this bring a smile to your face? And you know what I call that? I call that street justice. He thought last week he was a stand-up filling in for Kevin Hart, and that's what happens when you sit here and try to be funny. You get laid out just like that. Sorry, Jacket Man. Now look at you on the ground. Musty and just on the ground. So that made me happy. I'm pretty sure it made you guys happy. I'm gonna look in the chat to see if it made you guys put a smile on your face like me. See, Jeffrey is like my twin. I don't mean to, I always put Jeffrey over because he's like my twin. Puts me over big time. He hates peas too. Peas just I don't get it. Like, what is the hype about that? You know, do you like peas? Are you a fan of this? No, I don't exactly. Thank you. Like, if you're talking about spinach, If you're talking about asparagus, I can rock with that. If you give me peas, I'll just DDT you. We got let's you know what? Let's not talk about peas. Peas are awful. Let's move whoever's running this UPR chat. I mean, he wants to
Listen,
be
I already
known
know
big.
the UPR chat.
So do I. I think we all do. But let's open up with NXT. NXT opened up with Dom and Rhea. They're entering the building. Rhea and Dom are putting each other over. Rhea saying Dom is the greatest North American champion, which would lead for the UPR person leading the UPR page to sit here and write like damn
Which
right.
means the person that's running the UPR page agrees with Rhea Ripley for the first time in his life. Oh, everybody freak out!
I do that every day, freaking out. But they acknowledge they put each other they put over Dom as the greatest North American champion. Then we get a clip of Ray and Dragon Lee driving into the arena. Dragon Lee got the right idea. Can I throw that out there real quick? Because he drove in the NXT parking lot with somebody. Because you can't go in there by yourself. He is a great. See, look at that person. Look at that person. Just
This person is delusional as hell, and whatever the hell he is drinking has got him going loopy.
And if it's not water, start putting that in your system because you are wrong, sir. We all know it's Wesley. Let's give Wesley his flowers. God darn it. Let's move on. We talked about that, but let's talk about the opening match. We have for the opener, we have Axiom against Mustafa Ali. I thought that these guys were going to definitely have a good match. Axiom is just really, really good. I mean, we know how good Mustafa is, right? I don't think I need to say anything anymore. If you need, there's a bunch of matches, but I would say go back to him against Gunther. What were they at? Saudi? They were at the Saudi show, I believe.
Night of
And I thought
Champions.
that. Oh, okay, the Night of Champions. And I thought that was a really good show. I mean, a good showing, but with Mustafa, so we know how good he is. Axiom is just as good. I mean, they did a lot of moves.
Running the UPR channel. Good night.
That
Everything
person's not gonna.
one of the greatest North American champions. At least he held that title longer and knows how to win
That
without.
oh, that's what. Why did the guy who's running Unpopular Review put water? Like, what is wrong with this person? Like, this is
because
awful.
that's what he is telling us that he's supposedly drinking, which he must be drinking the gross water that we have down here because it's making him talk crazy.
No, that's literally just his habit. Like, he's just gross in general. When you're the gross-tastic EC, you can't help it. I thought Jack had my back, but backstabbed me. Why would I have your back? You like Braun.
Why would he have your back? You talk shit about Von Wagner, and everybody knows in the UPR universe that this man is one of the biggest Braun Breaker fans since day one.
Yes.
Ever. So if you talk shit about Von Wagner, you screwed.
Yeah. I don't know how to follow up with that. Where's my where's these things? I gotta label these things better. Here we go. Just to show you, just in case, because he doesn't get it.
It was way too hot for that hoodie. But I will be comfier in this because at least I can have it open.
There you go. I need to know what the weather is out there because I saw Dijak out there in a leather coat, and I said, "What is the weather out there?"
It is 90-some degrees outside, but it feels hotter.
I can imagine that because I've been to Florida a few times, right? And I know how warm it is. It's very warm. So when I saw this giant man in a leather jacket, I said,
they have some decent AC in there, so that's why he was able to be in there with that jacket.
See, I wasn't even thinking that. Okay,
they got enough money to have a powerful AC, so they all gonna be fine with whatever they wearing. Once everybody leaves that building, like, it's so hot.
I can imagine. But Axiom and Mustafa, really good match. These guys, I think, really complement each other. There was a lot of moves. What's going on, War Man? I see you. The Great Jackpack Empire. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm the man of the people. This match was really good. It was quick pace as you expect. It was just one spot, and I missed it. So thank God for we don't call it Twitter anymore, right? We just call it X. But I'm gonna say
Call it
stay
X. I
stay.
stick to calling it Twitter.
There we go. I
I'm
just
never
don't know what to do
X.
anymore.
Just like I'm never gonna call Io Shirai Io Sky because I can't with that name.
There you go. But I had to look back on Twitter, and there was a spot I thought was really unique. It was the one where Axiom hits like a head scissors on Mustafa, but they're on the apron. So I thought that was pretty cool. Reggie and his boys. I'm sorry, I because they're new. I forgot their names. I didn't even write them. Yeah, Script. They still call him Script, or was it Reggie?
They still
Because I
call him
just put
Scripts,
Reggie.
which is stupid.
Yeah,
He's
you
not
already lost the match.
Cryptic anymore. He does not need to call himself freaking Scripts.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, when's the last time he did this? Like that was his thing. You remember he was just right in the air. That was his thing. As I think I just located my elbow doing all that movement. But Ali gets the win. There's a spot where it looks like he is going to remove Axiom's mask, but they're saying it's by accident. And as they keep saying that, Ali took advantage of that. Ali's baffling to me because he would come off as a babyface, right? And then he does heel stuff, which I'm with. He's with it.
This is why I feel like he's a tweener, because he's not fully a babyface, but he doesn't fully act like a heel either. I guess it just depends on who he's wrestling with.
Well, right. I would be a heel if I'm going against someone who's like a superhero, right? So there's a spot where they're both on the turnbuckle. He pushes Axiom, which looked like a hell of a fall, then throws him in, throws him back in the ring.
It was like 12, 14, 15 feet being pushed.
Yeah, that looked gruesome as hell. Like, like I don't.
Bronco Nima and Lucian Price that Scripps comes out with. So I guess those are his new lackeys.
Those guys are way too big to be his lackeys, but I get it.
Listen,
I was gonna just call him.
That's the point.
I was just going. Well, you know what it is? I think they're big. Go ahead, take the floor, man.
Sorry. Reggie's not a super muscular buff person. So when guys like that get quote unquote lackeys or guards, basically, they get somebody that's super big and tall and stuff that could like hold their own and kick someone's ass when needed. So,
you know what kind of vibe it gives me with Scripps and these two other gentlemen? Gives me the you ever watch Ninja Turtles? It was Shredder and Bebop and Rocksteady. One was a rhino, the other was a pig. But I mean, these guys, you know, I was talking about how big they are, right? I realized I forgot to mention Reggie's not really a big. As you mentioned his size, I was like, right, he's not a really big guy. He's like a average sized dude. So I think that makes them look more jacked and gigantic. But yeah, Ali gets the win. I see George in the comment. He's saying, just wait until you wrestle Dominic for the North American Championship. And I believe he will fall to Dom. Dom, not to say I had thought, we'll talk about the match with Wesley. But he's having quite the run here. He's having, how many title defenses has it? Someone in the chat. I know you guys know better than I do. How many title defenses has he had so far? Like 3, 4 at this point? I know he defended a lot on Raw, SmackDown.
I would say
what was the second time?
4 at most. And I looked up how big Reggie is. Reggie's only 5'6".
That is a small man. This is coming from me. I'm 5'11", so anything under 5'7", small. And that's okay because we need small people in the world.
I'm tiny.
You're amazing. You're a great co-host. So yes, we appreciate the tiny community. Everyone in the tiny community is welcomed in the NXT review show. So grab your step ladder, and sit there. Because I don't know what small people do. Schism! Let's talk about Schism. Schism is all over the place, right? Schism really hijacked this show tonight. I feel like we should just combine everything together. I showed you guys a picture of one yuck man on the floor.
Victims.
Oh, they were laying people out. And good on them because these guys were fraudulent. They lied to Schism. And that's what happens when you lie in the streets. You get laid out. I know this because I watched Shook Knight documentary. So I know something. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Do you see this beautiful man in the chat? I'm hyped, guys. You know why I'm hyped? Because we have the return of H-Man, Let's give this man his flower. H-Man, the fantastic H, the capital H, Jack Pack Empire's favorite son. You have been missed, sir. Yes, give him his
I don't have
flowers.
flowers, but I have one.
I would give you flowers, but all I have is halls in my hand, and I don't think you need those. They were just sitting there. I'm sorry. But it is so great to see you back here. There's been times where I've been attacked, and I needed you here. I need you to open the door for people. But now to see you here, welcome back, Jack Pack Empire. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry, I got hyped because that's my guy right there. One SmackDown, one on Raw, and also on the NXT Great American Bash, and now tonight. There we go. No, George. No, we don't turn on each other in the Jack Pack community. We agree to disagree. We work things out, and we make fun of the bald-headed people
The ball
because that's
syndicate.
fun. Yep, absolutely. You know, I feel like I should save some of that stuff for my later bits of this show. But Schism is beating up everybody. They're laying people out. They want to know where are the Creed brothers?
Brothers are.
Because the
They
Creed
don't know
brothers.
where the Creed brothers are because they think they're hiding somewhere in the NXT Performance Center. Y'all drove them out. So where the hell are they going to be hiding without you finding them? You can't be beating everybody up. They ain't going to know where they at because last they knew, y'all drove them out. And they also had to say that match between Mustafa and Axiom was really great, and I felt like it should have been on a pay-per-view because, damn, Mustafa's showing everybody why he should finally have some gold all around his waist. And I could see him as a future contender for that belt. I could see him being one of the ones to take it off with Dominic. Him or Dragon Lee.
Ooh. I think it would be interesting for Mustafa.
That was running the chat is going to be like, Mustafa Ali is the North American champion. That's such a joke. The joke is the fact that Dominic is the champion and can't be a champion without Rhea Ripley helping him every damn time. Every time.
You guys heard Wrestling Doll. Every time. I think if you said something interesting. You said Mustafa. Like, I don't see Dragon Lee, right? That's out of the picture for me. But Mustafa would be quite interesting for him to be the North American champion, especially when I think about, he was on the main roster for years, kind of floundering, really just couldn't hit his groove. I feel like he's sort of hit his groove. He's not predominantly featured on NXT, but I feel like he's featured way more on NXT than he would have been if he was on a Raw and SmackDown. I think he's been killing it. So him to be the one
more now on the NXT part of it than on the main roster for the last few years.
Yeah.
And the only time he was ever featured as much on the main roster is when he was with Retribution.
Oh, we don't talk about that. That was awful. Once again, one of the guys in Retribution came out with a chainsaw, and I said, that is not cool. They cut the ropes. I think, was there fire in the ring? Retribution was just...
Listen, I might have started watching during the pandemic era as far as like Raw and SmackDown after I watched WrestleMania, but I would fast forward to watch the women's matches when I first started watching, so I don't know nothing about Retribution as far as what they would do in the ring. I only know because I watch videos and stuff that talk about that. That's it. I've had no interest in looking and finding out more about it.
No, you're not missing anything. But I want to shout out to the chat real quick. We got H-Man who's back with Avengers. He said, do you want the door to be opened for you? I appreciate that. George is laughing. We got George. He said, oh, the Creed brothers are there. Just wait. George.
I mean, most of us know that. We know that they're there somewhere. They're just hiding until the time is right. And hopefully it doesn't take Ivy Nile nearly getting kidnapped and taken by the Schism for them to come back out.
And we got George. He says Lyra Valkyria put hands on Rhea. Well, yeah, we're gonna talk about all that a little bit later. We're gonna talk about it. Let's move to the second match as we were talking about Schism. Okay, I got the picture. Boom. We have Kiana Jordan. For the longest time, I was saying Jackson. I'm sorry. I don't know how I mixed Jordan and Jackson up. That's hilarious now when I think about it. My speech teacher is saying I have failed. Has won against Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport is looking like to get some steam back after her loss at the Great American Bash. You know what I dislike about this?
I have plenty to say about this.
I have plenty to say too. And I usually let you. Okay, no, you just gotta take the floor. It's all yours.
With Kaylani, because that's her name.
Oh, I said it wrong.
Yes, you did. You sounded
Well,
like you said Kiana for it. I was like, there's already a Kiana. It's Kiana James. But Kaylani, first of all, if she's gonna call somebody out, don't call out the woman that lost at the last pay-per-view, because she's gonna have a lot of pent-up frustration and is gonna want to take it out on somebody. So of all people to call out, if you're trying to tap into that in your third match in, because you're trying to listen to Dana Brooke, start with somebody who's on Level Up more so. Do that all on Level Up. Don't try to do that with Blair. Blair will destroy you, and that's exactly what Blair did. To the point that Brooke chased her with the belt after the match was over.
And see, that's my point right here. I don't blame Keelani. That's it, right? Keelani, guys. Thank you, because everyone was trying to attack me in the chat, and I don't appreciate that. But Jordan, she does this because she's listening to Dana Brooke, and I'm like, dog, why are you listening to Dana Brooke? Because she's sitting there saying, you got to make a name for yourself. Girl, you only had 3 matches, and then you're going for the baddest of them all? And don't get me wrong, I think she did a great job for somebody who's 3-4 matches in. She tried to hang in with someone very experienced. But I'm looking at you, Dana Brooke, because you set this girl up for failure. I don't know why you did that. And then proceed to get mad at her and say, what was that? What do you mean, what was that? You know what that was? I can tell you what that was. Brooks, damn it, you beat me to the bit. Like, that was my bit, Wrestling Doll.
Listen, I've been working with you all enough to know what you might say.
Damn, that's good. Absolutely. You know what, Wrestling Doll? I apologize about that outburst. And you know who I'm going to blame for this? You know whose fault this is for my anger? Guess who it is? No, it's Bill Goldberg's fault. Are you kidding?
Actually, my next guess was going to be Vic Joseph.
Oh, my God. He's such a hater. Did you hear him all night just whining and moping? I said, this guy got a major and fucking... excuse me. I'm sorry. Hating.
Some stuff that gets on my nerves, too. Booker T was telling Vic, don't be biased. Look who's talking. He's incredibly biased when it comes to the metaphor. He can't even say Oro Mensah's name right.
Damn, I feel attacked because I can't say that man's name right.
Listen, it's okay. You're not the one that's on commentary that has to say it every week. I'm just happy this time Booker didn't get attacked, didn't have somebody thrown on him this time, and Vic didn't have to go, watch out, Booker, which seriously, they have to make that into a t-shirt. If they don't do it, I will. I will make that into a t-shirt and I will wear it on NXT.
That would be great. I think we could actually make that a customized shirt. We just have Booker T just fall. You know what's my favorite fall from Booker T? I'm sorry, just real quick. There was one fall, and he was in slow motion. I forget which fall, but he was just like this for the longest time and then fell. Or it was like he was just like levitating and then fell. I forget who was thrown into him, to the point where it became
it out that this is the first time he didn't get fouled on in weeks.
Yeah, see, but why is Vic saying stuff like that? Because no one asked for Vic.
It's his job.
No, what, to get on people's nerves? Because I should give that man a raise because my blood pressure through the roof.
Mine goes to the roof when Booker T says something stupid, so we're even.
Oh, so you mean like 2 and 4 and 6? Because those are even numbers. Get it? I thought that was good. H-Man, you're back at points. 7 points for me there because that was good. Matter of fact, put that in the bracket of jokes for me. I'm going to use that for my funniest host clip. Because, I'm going to win it for the 8th time. Von Wagner, he has a promo, right? You got the rose. He's keeping the rose. Shout out to the rest of the dog. You see it with the rose. I feel like you took Gigi Golan. I almost said Golan. Dolan's gimmick. But her rose is an orange one, isn't it? It's like orange.
Hers are usually black.
Oh. I'm usually black, too. Just wanted to throw that out there. Von Wagner, he has a promo, right? He's talked about he's interviewed by Mackenzie, and it is Mackenzie, right? I'm sorry because we got a lot of new. I wanted to be sure because who's the new one on Raw? And I don't know why I was thinking about her. No, it's not Kathy. She's new. Jackie. I forget her whole name is Jackie's, and it's a new one on Raw. But
I haven't been watching Raw that recently, so I can't say anything. I have no time working.
No, it's so fine. Listen, I watched Raw yesterday, right? And cheap plug, we do the Big Pop Theory podcast, record on Sunday, and I already know there's going to be a lot of anger on someone's side, not mine's, but someone else's, all because someone's getting dominated. But I will not bring that kind of energy. We got Jeffrey, you're absolutely right. He should pay for my medical bills. And he also said her name is Jackie Redmond. There we go. We got 7 points for me. We gotta give Rosendahl some points because she's been doing fantastic. Give her 5. And I wanted to make sure because I was scared for a minute, but I saw H Man back at full action, negative 100 for EC. Fantastic. Good job. It's great to have a fair score here. Von Wagner had a shirt that said something about table. Yeah, he said, I'm gonna
You're
table
about to
you.
get tabled.
Table. Right. And let me get back to this promo. I do apologize. Let me get back into this. He talks, and as he talks about the words that Braun said, and he said, "Yeah, words hurt, but even a badass needs to be put in his place." Then he proceeds to shoot. Not a. Well, no, he's in promo mode, and he goes, Braun, I have a table reserved for one, and your ass is going through it because you're gonna get tabled. And I thought he did pretty solid there. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh man, this was Rock 2000, but I thought he did pretty solid at what he did. I thought he did a pretty solid job delivering that line. And I look like that's going to be his thing now, where he says you're going to get tabled. Do you want to add any thoughts to this?
So yes, it is.
We have next match. Because we're trying to be professional here now. We got pictures here. Look at us. Round of applause to us. Look at that. We have I'm sorry, and my computer takes so long. Okay, there we go. Because I didn't know if this thing was up. That's why it's
We
always this
have
awkward
Tyler
delay.
Bate
Go ahead.
versus Noam Dar for the
Yes.
fake Heritage Cup.
Rude.
Because everybody knows that's not the real Heritage Cup. Nathan Frazier has it. Because again, Oro Mensah lost it because he couldn't get the job done.
That is just
listen. We gonna
Wrestling
have
Dar.
I know how much you like Noam Dar, but listen, Noam Dar gets on my everlasting nerves. He gets on my nerves. He annoys me so freaking much. I hate guys like that. So his character annoys the living crap out of me.
What hairy chest?
No, not the chest. The ego.
Oh, okay. There we go.
When you have a giant ass ego, it annoys the crap out of me, and it makes me makes me want to stay far the hell away from you. And if you're too close, it makes me want to kick your ass to get that ego out of you. But besides that, the match was fun. It was very enjoyable. Metaphor were doing their thing as always, trying to interfere, help Noam retain his fake cup so that way he can keep wanting to wrestle.
No. Hold on. Wait a minute. Whoa. No. Wrestling Doll, you are not going to get louder than me. And you already know that my volume can increase to 200. You already know that. I am just very loud. I'm going to have to cut you off. I think it's very rude on what you're saying about Noam Dar. Noam Dar, you're sitting there talking about his friends trying to help him. Good on him for having friends to help. I wish I had good friends like, well, I do. I hope they didn't see that because they are good friends. But when you have good friends, that was very rude on me. I apologize. But all I'm pointing out is, he comes out with his friends. I'm sorry. Look, I like Tyler Bate, right? He's one of my favorite hippies out there in the wrestling world. I think he's great. But, I'm sorry that he don't have friends. If I came out to the ring right now, you know who would come out with me? H-Man. And H-Man is right there. He can confirm it. He would make sure that nothing happened to me. And we would go celebrate drinking strawberry.
Out to the ring, George would come with me, apparently.
George would always be against me no matter what. That's just really his MO. Like, this guy, one, he thinks he's a better Sonic the Hedgehog player than me. I challenge you, sir. And he would just go against me. But I would have H-Man. We would go out to have strawberry milk after because that's how champions celebrate. But you can have George, the Sweaterverse guy, but it doesn't matter.
But regardless, match was good. At this point, I feel like that Heritage Cup that they gave for Noam Dar is kind of like his emotional support pet. Like those people that walk around with those emotional support dogs or service dogs that can't get petted because they're working. That's what I feel like that is for Noam Dar. But what's funny is that he lost it to Tyler Bate. And the first thing I thought was, oh my God, he's going to go comatose again, because I was like, there's no way they're going to have him lose that fake cup right now. I thought they would have at least let him have it until the next NXT pay-per-view. So that
No mercy.
Yes. So that way he can actually fight against Nathan Frazier this time and then truly see who the real Heritage Cup champion is, which is Nathan Frazier. Because after the match, They're metaphors basically begging Tyler, please, 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 please give us the fake cup back. We need it so Noam Dar can keep wanting to fight again. And then as they keep going on, and Tyler's like saying, like, no,
Good
I
for us.
won this fair and square. Nathan
Fantastic.
Frazier comes in.
Fantastic.
And then Tyler Bates is like, am I seeing double? Or why is there another Heritage Cup? And then Nathan Frazier is basically telling him, like, all right, you can get your fake cup back if you admit that it's a fake. And you can even get a title match with, you can even have a match with me for my cup if you say it's fake. Noam Dar refuses, but Nathan Frazier's like, you know what? This ain't gonna go nowhere. He's never gonna admit it. Tyler, you can just give him the cup back, and I will give him a match. He gets all happy because he gets his support cup back. They walk away, and then Tyler Bate is looking like Nathan, like, what have you done, boy? And Nathan's like, yeah, I know, but how else am I gonna get a match with him if he keeps running away?
I gotta say, just some quick thoughts on there because you said a lot of great stuff there. Solid match. It was really good. I was surprised at the outcome of this because I did not see that as I didn't see it as a possibility. I said, okay, we're gonna have Noam Dar. He's gonna retain this, his Heritage Cup, and you're gonna have. Wow, what's up in there in the air? Was it the mosquitoes? What's going on? Were you allergic? What happened there?
No, I don't know. It might have been the dust. I don't know.
What is EC in the area? Because he's dusty.
I don't know.
But it. Oh, okay. So I was going to sit here and say, I thought Noam Dar was going to retain. We're going to get that match, which Cup versus Cup. And when they did all this, I said, oh, that's surprising. But I would have been down for Noam Dar, like he loses. They always give him a cup at each and every other week just because they know he will enter this Great Depression if he does not have this cup. So they went a different route.
Full of already made ones, and that way whenever he loses one, they just give him another one.
It reminded me of this episode of SpongeBob, right? Because I love classic SpongeBob. And there was this thing where SpongeBob wanted to keep winning. He wanted to win Employee of the Month, and he kept trying to sabotage Squidward. He would try to break his alarm. He said, "You can't win the award if you wake up." And Squidward opened the closet, and he had like 10,000 clocks. Like to this day, I don't understand how he had 10,000 clocks. I just thought that was hilarious. Watch Osu's SpongeBob if you guys get a chance, because that's when it was funny. Now it's just
bad,
dumb. Yeah, it's bad. It's dumb. It's dumb. Next segment, we got what we thought was going to be a physical war between these two. Instead, it was a verbal exchange between one Trick Williams and Dragunov.
Well, they're saving up for Heat Wave, so.
Yes, I was gonna put because I thought we were gonna get something here. I wanted to put this picture up. Trick with his cool ass hat, and Dragunov now with his this is a clean shave Dragunov because now he has a goatee. Now he has a he has a goatee now. But they exchange words. Trick stops. He said, before you come out here and start shooting headbutts, which I thought was actually pretty hilarious. He proposes a match. He said, let's not do it right here. Let's do this let's actually have a match. Dragunov's giving him warning. He says, my eyes, when they have, it's almost like they're blood red, which they are sometimes. He mentions, I have a rage that I can't control, and be careful what you wish for. I didn't have all the exchange and all the words, but they pretty much was the setting up for Heat Wave, which is in 2 weeks. Listen, I love Trick, man. I love what's going on for Trick, but not a good move, brother. I wouldn't be picking no fight with Dragunov. I appreciate him.
Pick the fight with Blair Davenport. You don't go after the most wild, ruthless, aggressive, rage-filled person in the room. Like, why? If you're trying to prove a point, the only point you're going to prove is that you're going to get your ass squashed by Dragunov.
I do not want to see him get his ass squashed.
I'm going to say this, and some people might be a little bit surprised by me saying this. I feel like this match is going to be better than Dragunov versus Mello.
I do want to sit here and say real quick, because I don't appreciate the Noam Dar slander, but I thought this was really freaking good.
because it's
And
true.
I popped. It is true. He shouldn't have won. Talking about EC. And if he wins again this year, I might walk out, guys. You might have to find another NXT host. So y'all better
I didn't
pray
vote
that I
for him
win.
last year, and I didn't vote for him the year before. So
You know, I know people who did vote for him because they were scared for their jobs.
I ain't scared
That's
of for
all.
my job, and I still won't
Me
vote
either.
for him being afraid if I were afraid.
I'm not gonna lie. Wrestling Doll, she's a tough cookie here, guys. You hear that? She ain't scared about that. But I did want to mention real quick, because I felt like there were certain things that was said that I thought should be included. Trick, when he was mentioning Dragon and he was hyping him up, he acknowledged that he was the one who beat Gunther, and they had that banger of a match. God, what, 2 years ago? It was a really good match. I would recommend it. It was during the whole pandemic era thing. I don't know if you ever saw it, Wrestle No, but it's a recommendation. I would say check it out. And he also mentioned beating Braun Breaker, who we'll talk about later as the show goes on. But let's real quick, let's talk about this segment. I know I'm not catching a fucking cold right now. I can feel a cold coming up. That is not good. Um, did I say fuck? I'm not supposed to be cursing on it. I'm sorry. Oops. Um, we had Drew Gulak and Charles Dempsey. They are being interviewed. They were supposed to have a match early in the night or during the match with
Hank and Tank,
who are
which
now what are they called? What is their
they're
name?
trying to call themselves Smash Mouth.
I love that every time they were trying, because I feel like Hank kept trying to say, yeah, but I think that name is taken. But they got their ass kicked by Schism. They were laid out. Yeah, Schism is still looking for people. They're kicking all kinds of ass. Smash Mouth got a lot of ass juice on the floor. So now we have Drew and Charlie. They call them soft, talking about that. They kind of miss the days of you might have an injury or something like that, but you could get out there and still have a match. So they don't think highly of Smash Mouth.
They don't think highly
Then
of
we have
anybody in the men's locker room when it comes to that situation. And then Briggs and Jensen come out to challenge them to show
oh
them who's really tough around here. Listen, I know you don't care for them, but I've missed seeing
that's not true. That's not true.
The face you made alone said otherwise, but I
This
like
is my
seeing them.
this is my default face.
Not what I meant, but I miss seeing them on my TV, Briggs, Jensen, and Fallon Henley, because she is a sight to look at. But I miss seeing them in the ring. I like seeing them as the tag team that they are. We gonna talk about what happened in that match, but
it when's the last time we saw them? Because it's been a minute. I feel like the last time we saw them was Stand and Deliver.
The last time that they were ever brought up it's been a minute.
Nah, it couldn't have been Stand and Deliver. I take that back. Because I'm trying to figure out the timeline when Jensen was thinking with another head, and he was and that had been earlier this year, I believe. And I don't think that was that. I don't know. Someone in the chat, just bring it up. If you remember the timeline, bring it up. We got a match here. We have Von Wagner, the fantastic Von Wagner, the Vonest of the Vons, going against badass Braun Breaker. This has been building for the last few weeks. Braun, before the match, he was walking to the ring. He was told on what the Vonest of the Vons said, and he just laughed. He said, "Yeah, right."
He said,
Didn't
"What
like
did
that.
he say?" Acting like he didn't hear it at all. And then he was like, "Yeah, right. That's not gonna happen."
Yeah, about that, right? There we go. We got H-Man, the Von-tastic Von. I'm glad that's getting over. Let's get that hashtag going. They have a big man match. I don't want to sit here and say it didn't do much for me because it's just big guys going in, meat slapping meat.
I mean, listen, we all know Vince McMahon loves his big guys, but watching big guys wrestle each other gets boring because we all know they're going to rely on their brute strength to try to take each other down, which is hard if the person is about equally as strong as you are.
I think, and the thing is, like matches like this, there are people who eat this alive. Now, I was moving around a little bit. Shout out to Mama Badguy. She made some water juice, and it's fantastic. So I'll be having a lot of energy tomorrow. And when I came back, I was like, "Oh, this is going on." So I caught more of the tail end of this match, But I thought it did what it had to do. You know, I think Vaughn being in the ring with Braun, who's very established in the NXT universe. I saw earlier in the chat someone wrote that Braun, excuse me, should be called to the main roster. I think right now they're just keeping him down there just till, excuse me, hiccups. Not only am I getting sick, I'm catching hiccups. It's Goldberg's fault. I should have named this episode Goldberg's fault because all these bad things are happening. I think my knee hurts now.
Don't say his
I
name
think
3 times, then it'll get worse for you.
yeah, he'll just come out of nowhere and spear me through this wall, and that'll be it. That you guys will never see me again.
It'll be
We
like
have Peter. No, what was that thing? I think it was Candyman, right? If you say Candyman, yo, Z the
if you see
salad.
either of those, then bad things happen.
Bad thing. You know when my life started falling apart? It was '98, and I remember like someone put WCW on, and I saw this bald man with the strength of 800 men, and I've never since then I've never recovered from that. Ever since, yes, I believe bald-headed people have like the strength of like. There's something about they have incredible strength. Like I don't think they just stop getting stronger. I think they constantly. Yeah, they're like mutants, right? Yeah, that's who Magneto was always. Wasn't Magneto? No, he wasn't bald. Who was bald? Oh, Xavier.
Yeah,
There we go.
Professor Xavier.
I never liked him.
Why not?
Take a guess. Well,
Bad.
actually, no. I like Professor Xavier. He was dope as hell. I'm not gonna. Matter of fact, when he was in Doctor Strange, the last one that came out, and they had I'm blanking on my man's name, but the guy who played Professor Charles in the X-Men movies, I thought that he was fantastic. So no, I can't. The Ball Syndicate is getting on you. Absolutely. I looked at these catchphrases. We gotta get some shirts. You know, in the chat next time you see the executive consultant. Let's get that stuff going. Tell him to get off his ass. Let's get that bad guy merch going. Cause I see my catchphrases going out there. Let's get it going. Yeah, them bald-headed kid. Absolutely, and also too when they get in the sun. I think it's when the sun beams on their head, they just get stronger. It's almost like the Hulk. You know when the Hulk gets angrier, he gets stronger, just for no reason. But Von Wagner, he loses to Braun Breaker. I feel like it was a thought, but I lost it. Real quick, guys, you watching Unpopular Review, the NXT review show. We talk wrestling, we talk NXT, and we just have different conversations. We have all the fun in the world here on this day. There's so much content here on Popular Review on Wednesday. You see Z the Silent. Like he's literally the letter Z. Like that letter don't get used. You know when was the last time I used it? I said zebra. When that was 5th grade. So I'm sitting there saying this guy's fantastic. You guys got to check him out on Wednesdays. It's usually special guests. I was with him last week. It was me and Vic. We talked AEW. We talked about people bleeding, and it was a fun time. So please check him out. And there's so much other things. James, no, not him. That was the one.
No, I looked it up. Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart, yes, fantastic. He's great.
Can you
Never
believe
liked
the
him
X-Men movie franchise? The first one is 23 years old.
Yeah, it came out in 2000. It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
I
Yeah.
forgot how old that movie franchise was.
And you know, it's funny because I remember when it first came out, I wasn't interested because I didn't like X-Men. But as time went on, I really started liking Hugh Jackman. That's why I'm so excited. I don't know about you guys, but seeing him in the yellow suit, I'm sitting there saying, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that. Yeah, Braun goes through the table. Vaughn, the crowd, and I do want to throw out here.
From the beginning, they were chanting, "We want tables." Yeah. From the beginning, I'm like, listen, if they can draw this feud out for a while longer to maybe Heat Wave or No Mercy, have them have a tables match. Have them have tables literally set everywhere under the ring. Have them being propped up on the side by where the buckles are at, and have them have a match like that. So that way this could all finally be over. Because everybody knows Braun is bored as hell. He's got nobody else to fight. So he might as well just keep going after Vaughn and keep getting his ass thrown through a table.
You know, that's interesting that you say that. Because you know what? No one knows when Braun Breaker is going to be called up, right? Everyone's talking about Braun should be on the main roster. Braun should be on the main roster. I think he should be on the main roster if they have something for him. Just don't bring him up because
they don't have anything now.
But I do want to sit here and say we have Heat Wave and we have No Mercy. No Mercy is in September. I forget the when is it? September
30th.
So maybe that's too far off.
So that's
we got.
He's in 2
Yeah,
weeks.
no, and that's good. No, that's good. I was just trying to elaborate a little bit more on what you were saying because if you mentioned a table match, and I said that would be great because you can have Braun beat Braun in a table match. Braun doesn't get pinned; he just got put through a table. You save Braun from, I mean, he takes an L. An L is an L, right? But the visual of him getting pinned, you save him from that. You can call him up because I don't. There's nothing left for him in NXT. Like I just don't. I don't. I mean, he's not going to go for that North American Championship. He's not going for the Heritage Cup. He's not tag teaming with anybody because he's doing his own thing. We got Z in the chat. I wanted to read his comment. He says, Breaker is ready. He's definitely polished. I could see Braun in the Rumble like Keith Lee was before he was officially called up. That would be cool, but my question is, do they keep him in NXT that long? We're close to the Rumble, but we're not. You know, like we're in August, so what's that?
Like
5
5 months.
months? I don't. Yeah, thank you, because I'm terrible with numbers. But I don't think they wait out that long for that. I think that's a cool idea, but I don't think because there's nothing left for him to do in NXT, and I just don't think they
Maybe they
could
call him up
hold
to
out
like
that
one of
long.
the next pay-per-views that they have, not the one coming up,
Hmm.
but maybe a few after, like maybe call him up for like around Survivor Series.
Ooh. And what would he do in Survivor Series? Like,
I mean,
what's your thoughts?
I mean, if they have like another like War Games thing or like a team match kind of thing, like call him up kind of thing. Because I
You know
mean,
what's funny?
I would love the idea of them doing another Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT thing because that was literally the best of the women's and the men's matches in Survivor Series for me.
Mhm.
But I don't think they're going to do that again.
Yeah, I think they're trying to step away from that. I mean, there was some fun Raw versus SmackDown matches. I did enjoy NXT's 2019 inclusion,
You
especially
know what's
around that
funny
time.
about that from the from that Survivor Series? Everybody on that team was called up to the main roster. 4 of them are still there. One of them's just in
Uh,
another brand.
okay. Not many calls happen out of. Okay, so real quick, I wanted to read. George, we'll answer that. Give us a second. Matter of fact, we'll save that for the end of the show. Just remind us. We'll save that as thoughts. We got only if Braun takes a break before the Rumble. So you're saying just stay away for a period and then bring him up? I think, but the thing is, I feel like you don't want him to be on ice too long. You want to put him on ice, sure, but not too long is my point. I don't
Because
know if I
then the
could.
people forget. They don't
Mm,
know that you bring him
I
up. They don't
wouldn't.
know who he is. I
I,
mean, he went up to Raw for one episode because he was fighting Dolph Ziggler, and not everybody in the room gave a reaction because not everybody watches NXT, and not everybody knows that he's Scott Steiner's son. So they were
no,
some of
Rick,
them were
Rick,
looking like, oh, Rick.
Rick.
They were
Mhm.
they were like they were like, who the hell is this guy? We don't know who he is. So they probably thought it
We
was
got
just somebody who was supposed to be like fighting Dolph Ziggler so that he wouldn't be a jobber to a jobber.
we got H man. I'm sorry, Z man. There's a lot of letters here. We got Z. He says not many call-ups happen out of nowhere though. I'd be surprised if he's called up without it being a PLE before that. So like a random episode of Raw then. Like he just show up on Raw. I mean anything can happen. I mean you don't
I
have to
mean,
go
that's
that
where
route.
Kira is, so it only makes sense if they would have put him on Raw if he were called up because they don't really like separating the couples too much.
Right. I forgot about Cora. I think she's
She had a
I don't
brief
know.
thing on Raw where she was saying hi to Rhea, like, I'm going to be watching. You can trust me. Girl,
I
Rhea
remember that.
can trust
Yeah,
you as
yeah.
far as she can throw, as far as I can throw you. Not Rhea, because Rhea can throw you out of the building. I can't throw you at all,
Oh my
so that'll
God.
be as far as she can trust you.
If Braun get called up, change his name. No, I would keep Braun Breaker. Why I wouldn't change that. Nah, nah, keep
What
Braun.
will you change it to?
No,
Braun's
and I would keep the presentation the same. Like he's called up. I feel like I said it a few times on this show, but keep him as a heel. Keep him because what he's doing right now is some of his best work. Some of his best work. I agreed with Z what he said earlier when he said he's polished, and I think you keep everything how he's been doing. Now he just can't bring up that dog mask that he wore. Or, I forgot what pay per view that was. I thought that was awful. I got he was experimenting, and I salute him for just doing something different. But yeah, leave that in Florida. His last name Steiner. No, keep Braun Breaker. Keep it. Don't. I
No.
wouldn't change it. I
Here's
wouldn't
the
change it.
thing.
No.
With most of these second or third generation stars, they will change their name so that way they have no
Matter of
correlation.
fact,
I mean,
but
if for example, with the one that recently left, when that got let go and or left AEW, Brian Pillman Jr. You really think if he were to get brought into the NXT world, they're going to call him Brian Pillman Jr.? No, they're going to call him something else.
I don't know about that though, because so I think I do see them changing his
Unless they
name,
make
right?
an exception, like with Dominic Mysterio, and have him keep his name. I
No,
don't
but not even Dominic, because Dragon Lee, he was able to keep his name from the Indies. I maybe as time goes on and he gets called up, that might be different though if he gets called up.
But
Because
here's the thing,
Walter,
now that Vince is not in charge, that rule about them not using their indie names doesn't apply as much anymore. So the only
I
reason
don't
why
know.
people's names got changed was because of that stupid rule. Casey
But even
Catanzaro
then,
got a ton of chance because of that stupid rule.
but she was still in NXT when that happened. And
Yes,
I also think,
you apply
too,
that for every company, for every brand.
I still think that they would do a change because they want to own, like they can't own your real name. They want to have like Gunther, right? He was Walter for so many years. And he didn't even get called, it wasn't even when he got called up. He was Gunther in NXT for that period of time. They want to own your name. Same thing with I forget my all their names, all of Imperium. I'm using them as an example. They changed their name. So I wouldn't do anything to change
Taylor
Braun's name. I mean,
Davey,
one Braun
and
Breaker's not his real name.
no,
Also,
I know.
just throw that out there. Yeah, that's what I said. They wouldn't change that. They already have that. Why would they even change that? But I just wanted to throw that out there. But please continue your thoughts. Talking about you, Russell, though. I thought you had follow up. Anything? No?
No, I'm good on that one.
We got Z, he says Braun clearly has upside of his uncle and not his damn daddy. Daddy's single run was trash. Yeah, it's hard for him to follow in the footsteps of Scott Steiner. Talking about Rick. Rick tried. I remember him in WCW. He won the television championship. I remember he turned, and you knew how he turned tail. He didn't have the dog thing over his head anymore. Katana Chance is a good name, to be honest. Suits her American Ninja background. H-Man said that. And we got George. They should have changed Katana Chance name back to Caden Carazano. I don't think the names bother anyone. Do these name changes bother you, Wrestling Doll?
It did in the beginning. I mean, I'm used to her being called Katana Chance, but I don't love it. I'm just used to it. And like when they changed the Kaylee Ray to Alba Fire, I was like, that was such a complete left of name change. I was like, what the hell? When that popped up, I was like, who the hell is Alba Fire? And then Kaylee Ray comes out. I'm like, what the hell?
Real quick, we'll talk about the segment. Lyra Valkyria, she calls out. Oh, excuse me, that was very rude. I apologize. Lyra, she calls out Rhea. Rhea and Dama together. They're somewhere in the back, but Lyra calls her out. Calls her out. She says, "I did what you said about She calls
JC.
out for JC Jane, and Lyra's like, yeah, you use me to manipulate people, and if you are who you say you are, you will follow your words. Talking about Rhea not coming out with Dom, but obviously that didn't happen. But let's talk about this match. Jensen and Briggs
With
go
Fallon,
against Charlie.
with
Yes.
Gulak and Dempsey. Which I'm going to say
Yes.
one thing about that segment, which they were having their moment, acting all lovey-dovey like, even though I doubt they're going to go anything further with that and I really hope, pray to God, that they don't, because I don't need another WWE wedding gone wrong. But
Ha.
Lyra comes in. She basically says, yeah, I did what you said. And Bria was like, yeah, I know, I saw. She was like, no, I did what you said. And I'm like, I see what you do. You manipulate the people to do what you want, and then you preach out this word, like, talk about hypocrisy. And Dirty Dom can't do a damn thing about being the greatest North American champion, as you say, without your help. So if you want to prove your word that it's right, don't come out with him. Which, again, like you said, didn't happen because they announced that she was going to be coming out. And Mommy must always help her Dirty Dom, because if she doesn't, then she's not the greatest women's champion ever, which the only thing she's been doing for most of the feuds that she's had is attack people beforehand so that she doesn't have to fight them.
Real quick before you finish, I do want to say, if he haven't left yet, H-Man, thank you for stopping by. It's always a pleasure that you are in the chat. We missed you in the chat, so thank you for stopping by for the time period. And we hope to see you next week and following week, but continue to do the great work. Everybody say bye to H-Man. H-Man, open the door. George is out the Jack Pack community. Just before you leave, take him out too. I like messing with George. George, you're great too. Be in the chat, man. Great stuff on what you said. You broke down everything very well, Wrestling Doll. Fantastic stuff. We're talking. What we getting? This tag match with Charles
Briggs
and
and
Drew Gulak.
Jensen versus Dempsey and Gulak, which the match
Dempsey.
was
There we go.
good. I miss seeing Briggs and Jensen in the ring. I like their style of wrestling.
I'm
So,
sorry, real quick before you say, you're great too, new H man. I'm sorry, we got two H mans now. I mean, he's veteran H man.
he's
You're
OG.
new H man.
Man.
Yeah, he's OG H man. So, but you're little bro H, little bro H. You're fantastic. He said, "How
But yeah,
about me?" That's the thing. Take the floor, please. I apologize. Take the floor.
no, you're good. The match was
I'm the
good.
best.
It did what he needed to do. I mean, at some point, Miles even came in trying to seem like he wanted to still be part of, like, being trained by them. Like, they really have nothing else for Miles to do now if they're trying to have him team up with Dempsey and Gulak. Which I think, like with Mustafa Ali, this is some of Gulak's best work, considering I don't know what he was using the main roster for besides getting slapped around by Charlotte Flair.
Wait, who? Who's getting slapped by Charlotte Flair?
Drew Gulak.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Yeah, I didn't like that from my boy Drew.
And then
Drew
they
Gulak
got
did
this,
that.
and then Damon Kemp out of nowhere comes out to help them to ensure, like, oh, I could be of such good use to you. I have nobody to work with. Please accept me, please. And then he shows that he can by hitting one of the boys, and then they get pinned, and Dempsey and Gulak get a win for the first time in I do not know how long.
Your acting tonight has been very on point here because the
please the crap out of me, and that's exactly how they. And that's what they remind me of.
You know what? Good on.
Damon Kemp feels like the person. I don't know who the person is in Oliver Twist in the book that says it. Like, please, sir, may I have some more? Except he's doing, please, sir, let me in. Period.
I like how the voice changed from it. It was like, please, sir, can I? And they went, please, sir. You're like, it got really aggressive.
Damon Kemp's not British, so
we don't know that.
Well, if he is, then he doesn't sound like it, and he does a very good job not sounding like it. I mean,
let me ask you,
Stevenson's brother.
Let me ask you something. You know, because you said this thing about people don't look. Would you believe me if I told you I'm Canadian?
If you show me proof through a birth certificate, then yes. If not, then I would have probably find your mama and ask her myself.
You can't trust her.
Why not?
No.
Is it because she likes the person whose name shall not be said that's part of the Bald Syndicate?
You know, I appreciate because I feel like UPR they pair me with some terrible people sometimes, right? I've been blessed. You know, you, Shay Sawyer, shout out to you guys. Dan the man is pretty good, but now he gotta learn the way. Jeffrey, you know the thing or two about this, right? He's with me on Thursdays. Dan said proudly he's a Goldberg fan, and I had to sit here and do everything in my power not to leave. So I appreciate you for at least not saying the guy's name. Thank you.
If I say his name, you're gonna have it. Your blood pressure is gonna go through the roof.
No, me listening to Vic has raised it. It's already too late. My blood pressure, it doesn't matter at this point. It's too late.
Matters to me. I'm still not gonna say it.
Oh damn, H Man is gone. Damn it.
Maybe Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. 35 points for Wrestling Dog. Good job. But that match happened.
What he says.
We need a Wrestling Dog soundbite. See, thank you. See, Z gets it. You see that? I got you, bro. 100. Z get it. George, Jeffrey, why you added 38 points for Z because he gets it. Who the hell is Goldberg? There we go.
No, he says who the hell likes Goldberg.
My mother. My mother's always found a way to betray me. It started when I was 5. I remember I asked for a car bed frame. I would be 35 in 2 weeks, and I still haven't gotten that car bed frame. And I remind her every day, every chance I get, I said, Mom, you created the greatest lie. Now I have trust issues, and I might, after today, spray graffiti on someone's house. So if you guys don't see me, I am somewhere taken away. I use this to talk wrestling and trauma dumped for you guys. So sorry that you guys have to hear me always complain about something. We have Ivy Niles going against Kiana James. I'm not a fan of Kiana James, so I got up and walked. I just picked up
I've
and
never
moved.
been a fan.
No, I don't know anybody who likes Kiana James. I don't know anyone personally that likes her. But
I'd be surprised if the person that was controlling the UPR chat earlier likes her. I mean, like I said before, if you're a face whose name is not Orange Cassidy, then he doesn't like you.
I want to spray
If
graffiti
he
on that
says
person's house.
otherwise, I don't believe it because I've hardly heard him say anything nice about anybody that is a face that isn't Orange Cassidy.
We got Z says welcome to the mid 30 game. Yeah, the mid 30s. It's
Mid
yeah.
30s, mid 20s.
Look at you, mid 20s. There you go. Look at you, mid 20s. I remember I was in my 20s. Took everything for granted.
But
Now
yes,
look at
they
me.
had this match between the two of them. Kiana being the villainous heel that she is. They're trying to come up with a new top woman's heel since their top woman heel got called up to the main roster on Raw now. I feel like I can name like 3 or 4 that are vying for that spot right now.
Ooh,
Blair Davenport,
name them.
Blair Davenport, Kiana James, Ava Rain with all this that she has going on. Even if she's not a wrestling heel, she's very much as far as like talking.
Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. Interesting 3.
And JC.
I think they want to get behind JC Jane. You talking about faces? I can see JC Jane. Who else did you say? JC Jane. I can see. Who else? You said some other names.
I said
I know you said Ava. You said Ava Reigns.
yes, Ava as far as like talking. Kiana, of course, and Blair Davenport. I feel like Blair is the top one right now. They're trying to make Tiffany be like the number 1 top heel right now since she's the current NXT Women's Champion. That girl is about it. The only thing of her being heel related is the shoes that she chooses to wear when she comes out to talk. That's it.
Did Tiffany just like
as a champion? And I can't take her seriously as a heel because she's slow. Because the segment that she had earlier makes me feel like that they're reverting back to that daddy's little girl character, now trying to be Barbie. Barbie ain't no daddy's little girl, so.
Tiffany. That's
Georges Corey Jade is on the main roster. Yeah, she is.
Is she?
She said she was leaving, and she was shown on a segment on Raw with Rhea. So yeah.
You know, I like what Z said because I agreed to this. I really do because between her and Gigi's good. Gigi's really good.
No,
But
JC's always been great on the mic. It was her in-ring work that needed more work, and Gigi was the one that needed more mic work. That's why when they were in that when they were in Toxic Attraction, it worked because JC was the mouthpiece, and Gigi was more of the muscle, and then Mandy was a little bit of both.
Mandy was a little bit of both. Well, the vehicle was really made for Mandy, but JC is someone I really like. I mean, when I don't think I read it. I didn't read it correctly, but I want to make sure I read this. But JC Jane's a star. She just needs some more mic work, and I feel like some of her mic work. I mean, I'm not. Once again, you know, when you make comparison to other stars and stuff, but I thought she's handled herself very well. There was a few times where she was on the mic, and I was like, she's okay. She's all right. She's holding her own. I think she just need more mic work. I mean, what she says, mic work, but more mic reps. Like if you get more mic reps, you get more comfortable. You start to have a feeling about it. So yeah, and yes, Z, yes, absolutely.
Listen, I've already had to sit in front of somebody who would do the thing that he did every time Gigi would come out when they were still in Toxic Attraction. I will do it again because it is fun to do, even though I will never do it in public ever. But when they saw her, they'll go, Gigi! And just fall back in their seat. And that's what Z is giving me right now with that comment that he said. And George asks who's the top babyface in NXT? Roxanne.
Yeah, it's Roxanne.
And Lyra's coming up as a close second.
Lyra's you gotta keep your eye on her. Matter of fact, I still view her as somebody who could take the title off Tiffany.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, and I think all that stuff going on. I don't think you just do that by accident. So I see her being the one to take it off Tiffany. And the question is, So they're not having a match at Heat Wave. I don't think No Mercy, and I don't know if they're having one in October or November.
They
So
might have Halloween Havoc.
right,
I mean,
Halloween Havoc. I didn't even think that.
Halloween lands on a Tuesday this year, so if they don't do it, it's a missed opportunity.
We got to come up with costumes now. Now we got to make sure we have costumes and we're prepared
That
for
is
this.
not there in person for that taping.
Well, I'll be damned. There we go. If you're
It
not
just
there,
depends. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go or not. I'll just see.
we'll figure it out as the time goes on.
But the
Bobby,
match,
now, go ahead.
match was
No,
good.
go.
It did what it needed to do for Kiana. For Ivy, I am tired of making her look weak as hell because the Creed brothers are not there. They had shown her as a powerhouse from the very beginning, and I was there when that happened. So now seeing her actually having a loss record, her losing to these girls, and now the schism coming out of nowhere surrounding the ring, seeming like they were encouraging her until Ava Rain was trying to trip her ass down on that ring to make it be like, oh, if you want to accept us and join us and have our help, then we're just gonna make you miserable until you do accept our help since your boys are not here. Or they think that she knows where they are and are trying to torture the information out of her. That is until when Kiana gets the win, she leaves, Schism comes in, they hold Ivy, they're about to like attack her and stuff, but then the family come out to have her back since her brothers are not there anymore.
Well, also too, we got to remember early in the night, Schism confronted them. They were having a photo shoot with the belts, and kept asking about
they wanted to know where the Creed brothers were, thinking that they would have information. Look, they were busy dealing with Gallus and Joe Coffrey. They ain't gonna have time to try to figure out where the hell the Creed brothers are at. As far as they know, the Creeds ain't there either, since y'all ran them out of town.
Right.
So what's the point of y'all acting crazier than usual, looking for men that aren't there anymore?
And they come out there with them not candlestick. What was it? Crowbars. And they save Ivy, and they're gonna have a match.
Next week.
Is it next? It is next week, right? No, computer, don't do that. Yeah, they're gonna have a match next week. We're gonna do a little rundown for some of the matches next week, but let's talk about this main event, and we're gonna get ready to call it.
Wait. Before we do, let's not.
No, don't you talk about about Rey Mysterio?
No, not about that.
Oh,
what? With Los Lotharios. They were texting each other.
Oh my God! Can I take the floor on this one? I don't even mean to yell because I just got noise pollution. When I saw this segment, and then you can take the floor, Wrestling Dog. I tweeted, "What in the CW?" I know is I missed a good portion of it, and I'm reading some of the stuff going on. I wonder if he's thinking about me, or what was it? What would he think about us? And I believe it was.
They were talking about their grandfather.
Their grandfather,
who trained them and basically gave them their start in wrestling.
And one of them started crying.
Angel.
First off, they should have never broke up to begin with. I just don't think so. I like Angel by himself. I've said a few times, when he had his first single run stuff, I said, man, this dude is a star and stuff. But being paired with his cousin was the best thing for his cousin because his cousin's English is not the best. So it helps. And I think, one of the things I've learned from the ECW, this old ECW documentary, Rise and Fall, Paul Heyman would say, I would find whatever your weakness is, I'll find a way to strengthen it. And strengthen it would have been keeping these two together. So they broke up and whatever, and I think it's stupid. But I'm watching this. There's sad music. I'm waiting for like someone from Degrassi to start singing. I said, what the hell am I watching? And I said,
we're watching me two having a breakthrough and realizing that yes, they had a little argument with what happened because they weren't fully on the same page. However, the time has come. They're going to change their gimmick, and we're going to get a new version of Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And I hope and pray to God that it strays far away from that Los Lotharios character thing that they have for them going on. Because I swear, if they bring up another thing with the Kiss Cam, whether it be these two or another tag team, I'm going to lose my mind.
I was ready to lose my mind on this goddamn segment. I sat here and said, what are we... Listen, I love my cousin, but I don't think I would sit here and start crying, laying in the bed crying with white cheeks.
Says that she doesn't like Angel.
No, Charmaine tries to... she's trying to manipulate the room. Don't do it. Don't fall for it, because that's what she does.
Listen, this is all I'm going to say. I've never cared for Los Lotharios. because their gimmicks annoyed the crap out of me, especially the kiss cam thing because I thought it was so stupid.
I wanted to dig on something Z said here because
Go
I
ahead.
think this is interesting. I think it's interesting. He says Angel Garza should be where Santos Escobar is now. I never thought of it like that. I mean, I thought he was he would have been someone who would have been really killing it. Obviously you want to reach the ceiling and stuff like that. For me, I thought he would have been someone great in the mid card and stuff like that. Which I guess, excuse me, what Santos is doing. But I never thought that.
I mean, that's technically what he's doing right now, as far as like going for the mid card title. That is the United States Championship, which we know that there's a high possibility that Austin Theory is going to cheat his way to keep that belt that he can't make seem important and or want to have because his reign absolutely sucks.
No, it hasn't been good. Honestly, it really. I'm ready for him to drop the title. If it's not,
he just said that. Trying to find the second coming of Alberto Del Rio. No, we don't need another Alberto Del Rio. We really don't.
I'm sorry. I've never been a fan of Humberto. I mean, yeah, I've never been a fan of Humberto Del Rio.
Not terrible.
I always thought his in-ring work was solid, but he's never delivered for me. I always thought his in-ring, and it's crazy to me because my favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. So it's like, oh, that should be the style I like. But Humberto never did it for me. Like, never did it for me. Just never.
One person doesn't, and they have a certain style, and someone else has it. Doesn't mean you have to like that person if they have the same style.
I think Humberto, but he's a Hall of Famer. Like, if you look at his credentials, like this dude in 1 year, I think he won every title except the Intercontinental and Tag Team, won the Royal Rumble and Money in the Bank. Like, this guy really, what Z says they do outside of Mysterio, they have no Mexican stars. What regarding what? I'm sorry, I might have missed something.
Probably they mean like overall in the WWE.
Let's get into this main event and then we'll just wrap it up. We have in the main event we have one Dragon Lee. He goes against Dirty Dom for the North American Championship. We got Mommy and Dom's corner, and we have the fraudulent Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee's corner. You know what I said on Twitter, or X gonna give it to you because I don't know what you call this site anymore. You know what Dom could have did to really demonstrate that he was a heel to embarrass his daddy? You know what he should have did? Ask me. Go ahead, ask me.
Go ahead.
One Juventud Guerrero should have came out with him. That would have sent the message because then Rey Mysterio would have been shook. Because back in the day, Juventud Guerrero used to kick all kinds of Rey Mysterio ass. Sorry,
listen, he says there's no Mexican stars. Rey Mysterio's Mexican. Juventud Guerrero's Mexican.
Oh no, what he means is for WWE outside of
too. And they're trying to build up Dragon Lee to be a star even more than he already is.
He has potential. He has the potential to actually.
Ulisa
I think Dragon Lee could be what Sin Cara was supposed to be. I think like when Z says Humberto, oh God, Angel. Yeah, and he was saying Angel and is with Santos. I think Dragon Lee has potential to be that. I think so. I do.
Yeah, I think sorry. But the thing is with the Santos, him and the entire faction of Legado del Fantasma in NXT got over so organically. To the point where almost all of them got called up except for Elektra because, they needed to work on her more. And they have a pretty good, decent thing up going on in SmackDown, so.
I'm sorry, he's hilarious. I don't know if he's joking.
Mexican, I thought it was Japanese.
What? Z, what? Z, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what do you mean? But we have Jeffrey said, if I had a penny for every time Juventud and Goldberg's mentioned, I'd be rich. So would I, because I'd be the one saying it. George is very rude. Jeffrey, a negative 78 points for a negative 69 points for George because he's rude. You know who Juventud is, right, Wrestling Doll?
Yes, I'm aware of who Juventud Guerrero is.
30 points for Wrestling Doll.
And by the way, yes, Dragon Lee is Mexican. He was born in Tala, Jalisco, Mexico.
I think Z was trying to be hilarious because there is no way he thought he was Japanese. That was
Listen,
good.
here's
Respect
the
the
problem
juice.
is I found out one of my wrestler friends who
Hmm?
is Spanish. He's half Costa Rican, but he's also half Chinese, and he doesn't look a lick Chinese.
Oh, there we
I
go.
had no
Maybe
idea
it
when
was,
I heard that. I was like, "Really? You Chinese? What the hell?"
I think it's the mask that might have threw him off. You know what the mask kind of gives? Because like looking at that picture, it reminds me of Dragon. It makes sense because it's Dragon. I was gonna say Ultimo Dragon. So I could and Ultimo Dragon was he was Japanese, I believe. He was Japanese. Yeah. Ultimo Dragon. I gotta watch Ultimo Dragon match now. Let's talk about Z Labs. He's a wrestling dog. Just check me. Fact
Yes,
check me.
I fact check every time. So
She does that. No, she does. Um. Okay, so this match, it did what it had to do.
well,
It was
you
some
know
really
what's
good stuff.
funny?
You know,
Sorry, but Ultimo Dragon is Japanese, but he's billed being from Mexico City.
that's great. You know, like if I was a wrestler, I would be just, I would be billed from, I don't know, England. It would just be like bad guy Jack coming from England. I think they go by pounds. How much pounds? I'll be like a lot.
No, actually, by their weight, they do it by stones.
Oh, Stones. Oh, I like that. I would be like Robert
Pounds is
Stone.
more like their currency.
Damn, wrestling doll is smart. Good job. Here
I
I am
had
just making
I
shit
had a
up.
phase in my life where I was interested in going to England at some point, so I did read stuff here and there about it. So
I read once too. Just proud of myself. Okay, the awkward silence ends. We have Dragon Lee, Dirty Dom. Uh, we know how good Dragon Lee is out there. He's putting out some really good stuff. I gotta give it to Dirty Dom. He's keeping up with Dragon Lee. Um, he's cheating.
as always,
He's
trying to be like
cheating.
his other daddy.
Hey, listen, Eddie was the man. You kidding me? Eddie was the man. Eddie was great at what he does. Um, Rhea gets involved as well.
As always,
She gets involved. Ray is just getting punked out as always because he's a fraud. Um, there's a spot where Dirty Dom where Rhea hands him his belt, but Ray, who can't help but mind he's not minding his own business. Gross. Takes the belt
of course
because
he's
he
not
wants
gonna
to.
mind.
It's just.
Please do not sound like most of the dads in the UPR chat that are rooting for the bratty son. Like I said,
I'm
the
not
only
chatting.
reason
I'm
they're
not
rooting for
rooting.
him is because that's not their child.
We got War Man. I just wanted to read real quick. Can I be your enforcer? You are my enforcer. You are. The enforcer. W enforce. That's what we're gonna call you.
Is
Working
there
title.
an enforcer in the Heart Foundation since you're building your own version
You
of
know
that?
what? Absolutely right. This is perfect. Boom, guys. I am reforming the Heart Foundation. I call Brett because
Your
yeah,
dog.
duh. I haven't figured out Owen. Jeffrey is my Brian Pillman. Walter, you are my Jim Neidhart. That's who you are. You are my Jim Neidhart. I need you
And
to
you
grow a
made
beard up.
JL
A
your
bulldog.
British bulldog.
I need a bulldog. Damn. We
JL, you
need
named
somebody.
him your British bulldog.
No. You know who's my bulldog? Absolutely. No. It would be H-Man. That is who it is. That's what's gonna happen. George, you could be the Patriot. He got beat up by the Heart Foundation, so that's you. You're the guy who gets beat up by the Heart Foundation.
I mean,
We got.
it's also not that hard for Dominic to keep up with Dragon Lee in terms of like, because he's been around that kind of wrestling for a very long time, seeing his dad and stuff, and maybe doing some training here and there with his father, so that could have helped out to his advantage. I mean, and also there's not really that big of an age difference between the two. Dominic
No.
is younger than Dragon Lee, so
No, but Dragon Lee got way more experience than Dirty Dom.
naturally.
Yeah, but I thought it did what it had to do. I didn't see a title change here.
Nope, neither did I, unfortunately.
So they unfortunately. So we got that. After the match, Dom they've just beaten up Dragon Dragon Lee. I think Ray tries to get involved. Then Lyra comes out. She attacks.
Rhea
She
Ripley
attacks Rhea
because she
Ripley.
sees
Rhea Ripley's been getting. I'm just gonna say Rhea Ripley's just been getting attacked nonstop. She got attacked yesterday by Raquel.
and
Uh,
Candice
uh
and Indy.
yeah, she threw a shoe at somebody, and
Listen,
now
Rhea starts it. She attacks everybody before she can wrestle them, so that way she doesn't have to fight them. She did it to Liv Morgan. She
I
did it
miss
to
Liv
Raquel.
Morgan. I miss me some Liv Morgan. Liv, I miss you. Liv Morgan, she's such a sweetheart. Like you can't help but cheer for her. Like now looking back, now seeing that the EC was rooting against her, it just made me go like, you
Always
just.
roots against her.
I just think I think he's just mean. We don't like mean people here.
Case in point.
But that was the show. Real quick. Real quick. Next week we have a few things. We have a few things. Next week, Wesley is going to be battling Dijak. This looks like this is going to be a #1 contender for the. Is the picture up? Okay, there we go. I didn't think it was up. Wesley is going to be the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. I see Camelo Hayes. I mean Camelo. Oh my God, Wesley getting this. I apologize.
So he can go after Carmel. That match is going to be hella
Absolutely,
fun.
absolutely. I look forward to that. I would like for that to be a thing. Although you could. Okay, so I see Wesley winning, right? But you could go with Dijak because this is just a theme show, right? And you can have Wesley go against Camelo at NXT No Mercy. I'm still gonna stick with Wesley winning. Yeah, we're going. I'm gonna stick with that because I'm just sitting there thinking like, oh, did we do that match right away? But yeah, because I also see with Dijak if I could throw out, he have unfinished business with Eddie, so I would like to throw that out.
Yeah,
there.
so it makes sense.
Also, we have for next week we have the family. They're having their first title defense against the Dyad. Look, the Dyad. I don't. Yeah, there we go.
Their contracts are up in a couple months. They're not winning.
Yeah, I was gonna break down to that, but yeah, there you go. And next week, after she wants to show Jordan how it's done, Kiani. I'm gonna get that name right one day, guys. You wait and see. I'm gonna get it right, Kiani. I promise. But Dana Brooke is going to be battling Blair Davenport. She wants to teach. I see Blair getting the win here. I see Blair winning. I think the right call right about now is turning Dana heel.
I mean, it's only a matter of time. And unfortunately, the person that's going to probably fall victim first is Kaylani Jordan.
We got in the chat. Great show, y'all. Z is fantastic. Please, once again, check him out for the AEW review show. We're going to do some.
Which is happening tomorrow after Dynamite.
After Dynamite. I don't know why it took so long to get there. We got Wesley's winning for sure. We got Hey George, Jeffrey George. We all love Liv, but somebody take Raquel. I didn't even see the comments from above.
Yeah, because they were saying that Liv's their favorite.
Liv is a sweetheart. Like, yeah, basically But Dana almost punched. Yeah, that.
Yeah, because
y'all should watch
Blair got out of the way, so.
You know what's funny?
Look what Z says now.
Who?
Look at what Z says in the chat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I do get vibes off of Jamie Hayter.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, there's certain vibes that she reminds me of her.
Besides the fact that they're both British and they literally have the exact same hairstyle.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the hair. Like, and I don't even think their hair is the same, but their hair. Go ahead.
They're both very powerhouse strength wrestlers, is what I get.
There we go. And with that said, we got Z in the chat, so let's plug his show. You guys, we said it multiple times. You guys could chat. You can chat with him too, but you can catch him right after Dynamite go off the air. They go on at 10:10. You got Z the silent, but he has a lot to say, so he won't be silent. Usually he's with the executive consultant, but it's usually special guest. Sometimes it is the sheriff. They run down all the stuff on AEW Dynamite. It's a good time, an intelligent conversation. So please check that out. Thursday, we are coming back with our top five. Last week we did predictions, but we are back with top fives this Thursday, I believe, at 7:30. And the topic is top five cinematic matches. This should be fun because there have been quite a few cinematic matches. Can't wait to hear what. We don't know who's going to be on the show, but please tune in at 7:30 and join the chat. Tell us what your top fives are. Top five is. Damn it! I'm sorry. It's 11:39. Forgive me. And also later in the night, there is an Impact review show. We review Impact right after Impact goes off the air. It's a good time. That is where you could catch our newest host, Dan the Man. Most of the time, I am on Impact, but I will not be on this Thursday. I believe the executive will be filling in for me. So it's a good time. Jeffrey, you will be having your wish on having the executive back on Thursdays. Because Thursdays later that night, I won't be on for Wrestler, but I will be on for Thursday. The challenge is back. It's usually Mike Knox and Shay Sawyer. But Mike Knox is going to take that night off, and I'll be filling in. So I'll be helping out with Shay Sawyer. We'll be reviewing the challenge. I will be there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to yell. I can almost guarantee you I'm going to yell. And also, too, if I could do a cheap plug here, this Sunday we are bringing back UPR battles. If you guys have Instagram, you can follow Unpopular Review there. We are doing the next battle, as this picture is not big enough. We are going to have Mr. Clean, and he will be doing battle. And you see it's a blank, but if you go on Unpopular Review, the story, put your suggestion out there. I can tell you right now, someone put a suggestion, and it was hilarious. Someone said the Trojan Man should go against Mr. Clean. I said, what is happening here, guys?
No. Here's my thought. Since it's a sponge and it's about cleaning, maybe the Braun towel guy.
People say that. Someone else said that as a suggestion. So maybe we'll do that. So whatever suggestion, it can't be ridiculous. So it can't be Superman. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get wild.
At least have something that makes sense.
Please. Like we want that. Mr. Clean is a part of the ball, and that's why he's going to get his ass kicked. You know, Cedar Superior picked him because she wanted to represent him. And now knowing that this guy's a bald-headed man, white-headed man, I'm going to kick this man's ass. This is going to look like the Alabama Jammer boat ride. That's what's going to happen. So you guys could tune in because I'm going to, and it all depends on what character you guys give me. So you guys got to find me a really good character. I like how New Age Myth said Mr. Clean against Roman Reigns. I would love that so much. Like I now I want that. If they put that in there. But whoever you guys suggest, I will represent them. It'll be a good time. We need a judge. You know, if you want to be a judge, write us. We'll make that be a thing. And also
Professor Charles Xavier.
Oh, that'd be great because Professor Xavier could just run over his foot because I can't stand Mr. Clean. God damn it. But also, too, Wrestling Dog, I mean, we should plug our stuff here, but you got something going on. Tell the lovely people what you got going on.
Well, I have my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera Woman. I was just at a show during SummerSlam, and I put up all the matches for it. It wasn't that many matches, but it was still very entertaining nonetheless. Twist that happened that surprised the hell out of me, as always, when I go to this particular show. So be on the lookout for that. Still at the 800-some subscribers number, so...
And growing! And and before we end it here,
I also have my ballet/amateur cosplay account on Instagram for Dahlia Dark. It is you can follow it on Dahlia the _Dark Dahlia, and on Twitter Dahlia_Dark1. And George had something he wanted to hear about us in regards to Miss Kairi Singh. As someone who was one of my favorites when I first started watching WWE wrestling, when she comes back, I am so happy. The only question is, what are they going to have her do? Are they going to have her go after Asuka? Or are they going to have them team up and reunite the Kabuki Warriors, but as a heel team?
Okay, you said some really good stuff there, right? Okay, Kairi Singh coming back. I think that's a great pickup. She was fantastic on the. I thought she had a pretty solid run on the main roster. Obviously, her NXT stuff was fantastic. I got to see her wrestle at NXT Brooklyn. I think it was 2018. She went against Shayna Baszler, and one of the best elbow drops in the game. All right, like easily. So, what do you do with her? You was talking about the Kabuki Warriors. It depends on when she's coming, right? So for me, I haven't forgot about Bailey and Io having some kind of problems. I can see Bailey turning on Io. Maybe she helps out her old friend Io. You know, maybe she helps her out. I don't know. I mean, it's
Every
it's
time
it's
Io has a friend, she turns on them. She turned
cool.
her back on Kyrie. She turned her back on Candace. She turned her back on
She
Zoe
never turned
Stark.
on. No, she never turned on Kyrie. I know. I don't recall that. When did she do
No,
that?
she
I mean,
yeah,
oh,
they were having a fatal four-way match to
oh, I don't care.
a title shot, and
Mhm.
she basically turned on her and was fighting her too, like basically saying like, I'm sorry it had to be you, but it's my
Yeah.
time.
No, 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 no. That's not a heel turn. Gee, listen. If I'm in a fatal four way and I have a friend, you know, you look
Listen,
at him, you like,
there's got to be at least some compilation videos of Io Shirai turning on everybody that ever is her friend in the NXT and/or main roster.
that's literally me when I play 2K with my friends and I'm in a tag match. I
George, we're
just
not
turn
talking
on them.
about Oscar. We're talking about Io Shirai.
What is yours? I'm sorry. I would let me get back
Saying
into the
Kyrie
chat.
saying they return on Oscar. We're talking about if Io were to get involved because they were at
Uh,
one point friends.
yeah, and they
When
still
they faced off
are.
when they faced off during Survivor Series, when Carmella was trying to get them to fight, like pay attention to me, like hello, I'm right here. They were staring, and I was like, "Girl, shut your mouth and let them have their stare down."
George is so rude. Did you see this? Like this is so rude. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Just like Finn Balor got dominated. I like how he put it in capitals. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's
When
how
you
you
guys
would
see,
say if Miss Shea Sawyer were here.
I would say it. I'm not
Yeah,
scared.
that's my point. I felt
Oh,
kind
good.
of
I just
weirded out that was the way they went with it, but
all I know is this. We and one more plug. And then we're gonna call it a night. We record on Sundays. We put the episode out. We did a live review on
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. We were very tired. But we do a recording. We have an audio podcast. Me and Shay Sawyer, as you could tell in this picture, she's right there. We do a review of all of wrestling. I already know that it is going to be a lot of anger on one side, talking about Finn, talking about everything going on with him. And I said this yesterday on Twitter. That man just should never pick up the money in the bank because every time he picks it up, he's either getting his face has got stomped in it, it got kicked in his face. I just wouldn't touch it at
I mean,
all.
maybe McDonough had a point on Monday when he was talking to the Judgment Day. That briefcase is getting in between the two of them. He wasn't wrong, even though Damian Priest looked at him like he wanted to kill him. Like, dude, he has a point. Ever since he won that briefcase and you try to help out Finn, shit's gone down the toilet.
I don't see. You saw the graphic that I put up, right?
Yes.
Was it bad?
No, but that's exactly the way that I knew you were going to make it. So
Okay. I don't understand what's going on in the chat. But listen, guys, we went on an hour and 30 minutes. We didn't even attend for it. But you guys are awesome, and you guys keep rocking, and that's why we keep sitting here talking to you guys. So we hope that you guys enjoyed this review. We're always back here on Tuesdays right after NXT. And real quick, you said Hope. I think Shay did see Raw. She was very upset. You
I
gotta
bet
fix
she
that picture.
was.
That she was.
He
That no,
wanted
she
Finn to
was.
get his revenge after 7 years. And they're like, nope.
You know what she called Damian Priest, right?
No.
Leather pants. The
Well,
man don't even have a name. The man don't even have a name anymore in her eyes. Leather pants.
It's like Leatherface, but instead it's leather pants.
You know, and I had to tell her. I said, you know, Kevin Nash wore leather pants, and her reaction was he wore it right. So apparently, Damian, you're doing it wrong. I don't even know how you wear pants wrong. But that is the show. We will be back next week. Continue to follow Unpopular Review. There's links to not only just wrestling, but there's also links to the entertainment side. Next week, they are going to be reviewing the Saw series on Tuesdays. So please check that out. So if you like Saw,
Well,
you
I know
know,
somebody who does, so I'll definitely tell them to watch.
tell them to watch for the review. That is the show. Let me look for the outro, and we say goodbye to the lovely people, Wrestling Doll. Have a great night, lovely people. Rock, thank you for joining us on this Tuesday night. Get some rest, and we see you guys next week.